I've gotten $40 in cash once from going to Calabasas, honey. Yes. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Kalima, also known as Kalima Cam TV. I am an entertainment reporter. I work in entertainment in all different ways, and you can find me on YouTube, Instagram at Kalima Cam TV. I am here for Dylan because he wanted me to talk to you about my side hustle, which is Uber Eats driving. One thing about me is I love flexibility, so entertainment works for me because I'm able to do what I love and sort of book myself out and be able to be flexible enough to make money if I do need to. And this is one of those side hustles that a lot of people in entertainment that you see on television do. It's true. It's really true. It's not as uncommon as you would think. So, I wanted to give some tips and tricks. There's so many different ways to do this. There is not one way. I think depending on where you live, like me, doing someone who, has several different side hustles, sometimes with a good network, you can combine them together and, make it do what it do and collect a bag, collect a check, So first and foremost, I wanted to show you my week. I did 4 days. It was 4 days at 6.5 hours. So the first day, July 1, I made $50 within 2 hours. July 2, $30 within 2 hours. July 10, $50 within 1.5 hours. And July 11, $20 within 1 hour. So as I said in previous videos, I usually make on a bad day, 15 an hour. On average, $20 an hour. I've gotten jobs, I've gotten days where I'm making about 25 to 30 an hour. It's the best thing ever, and it's totally worth taking an hour to 4 hours at tops out of your day and literally getting $200, sometimes $300. So it's so great. And that's of course with tips, but it's definitely, beneficial for someone like me. For 6.5 hours to make $150 in 4 days and hardly even giving up a lot of time, definitely worth it. I'm someone who has a hybrid, so for me it is not expensive to fill up my tank, and I'm able to sort of drive around in my little city car. I have a little Prius, and it's easy. There's really no reason for me not to. One thing I did want to mention, as you can see, this is July 1, July 2nd, July 10, and July 11. So I skipped days around. Obviously, I love that flexibility. So I did 1 and 2, and then the 10th and the 11th, you can see, obviously that wasn't a full week. You get paid by Uber within a week. Of course, you can get paid that same day with Uber. You can drop that cash right into your account up to 5 times in a day. So for me, I'm a little bit more flexible. I'll cash myself out at the end of the day, or I'll just wait until that comes in at the end of the week. But as you can see, just getting out of the house for an hour or two, 4 days a week, it's definitely beneficial. This is one of the most important parts. In order for you to make the amount of money that I'm making or better, you have to only do boost hours. I don't do regular Uber Eats hours. I only do the boost hours, which are breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're usually about a 4-hour gap. It's a 4-hour time slot of a boosted rate, so that you are, working during high demand hours. And I would rather get paid with a boost than to work and drive for $4 a delivery. Not bad if you're deciding to do 6 and 8 hours in a car. I don't want to do that. So for me, I'd rather only drive during that time. And luckily, living in Los Angeles, there's always stuff going on. And then there's always people, of course, who don't want to deal with the traffic. So that's why they pay for that boost for the drivers. Also, places like Beverly Hills and Malibu, nobody's driving within that radius who lives in Beverly Hills and also does Uber Eats. It's the drivers that live outside of the luxury areas that are driving, that, Uber is trying to get to drive into those areas of those people who are definitely not going to drive. They would rather spend the $10 or the $6 in delivery fee to go and pick up or have their food picked up. And then here I am knocking on the door. So yeah, I think that it's definitely worth it. This is the amount of money that I'm showing you is including tips. Places, of course, like Beverly Hills and Malibu, they do tend to tip better. I've gotten $40 in cash once from going to Calabasas, honey. Yes. It was really awesome. It was actually for Postmates. I have done Postmates as well. And I just remember I got there and he was like, have you been paid already? Like, do we pay through the app? Like, wasn't even familiar on how it works. And then I was like, yeah, you already did. And he had already had cash, thinking he had to pay me. He's like, well, thank you so much. Not drunk or anything, just a gracious, nice person. So, I mean, you know, that was my experience. Like I said, $40 tip doesn't happen often for me, but this is also someone who's telling you that I've only driven 6.5 hours within a week and a half period. So I'm not driving a lot, but definitely I think for LA people, like the Valley, I always, you know, it seemed to be more people who tipped. Honestly, the lower income places as well, Inglewood, I usually at least get $2 and $3, you know. There's really no telling. You know how tipping is. If you've ever been a server, you can't look at someone and think that they're not gonna tip you. And then another great thing is that a lot of people do tip in cash, which is really, really cool, because you know that, you know, no messy business is going to go on with the app, and that's really great. But honestly, I haven't had any complaints. If you do, never hesitate to call the Uber line. Definitely get that number saved in your phone, because there's going to be scenarios where you're going to need answers right away, and gratefully they do have a 24-hour phone line service that you can at least speak to. So good luck, you guys. I really hope this helped. If you have any more questions or some topics that you want me to cover as an Uber Eats driver, or just, you know, a driver in general who makes money on the side as a side hustle, definitely hit me up at KalimaCam TV. Once again, I'll see you guys next time.